our planet is not just about reducing emissions, being sustainable for joining green initiatives. In recent years, we have come to realize that what doesn't work is the linear economy. Waste in any sector is no longer sustainable. But what are the business challenges of a circular economy? Watch the video to find out more, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content. Let's get started! In the boom years, concepts such as recycling or reuse were not covered. Companies stuck to a linear economy without introducing alternatives. The process was simple. Buy a particular product or service, use it, and dispose of it once and for all. In this case, the actors involved sought profit and convenience at the expense of environmental sustainability. While before the economic boom, companies designed products to last, with accompanying marketing campaign focusing on their longevity, at some point there was a change of course. There was a preference for the disposable. People were no longer interested in the washing machine that would last 10 years. Companies launched products at a much lower price because the quality was lower. The attitude of the consumer, who wanted to replace the model quickly, had also changed. And in a few years, the quality went down and the margins went up. What did we not take into account? The environmental and social impact of the linear economy. Today we talk about the climate emergency and the suffering of our planet, but also about the scarcity of raw materials and the difficulty of disposing of waste. Our conscience urges us to think about the life cycle of products and the circular economy. Here is the European Parliament's definition of the circular economy. The circular economy is a model of production and consumption that involves sharing, lending, reusing, repairing, refurbishing, and recycling existing materials and products for as long as possible. This means designing a green flow that starts with the extraction of raw materials and ensures a sustainable process at all stages, right down to the purest version of a product's components. Here's an interesting infographic highlighting the differences between a circular and a linear economy. It's undeniable that the circular economy primarily addresses the scarcity of raw materials. But, as we will see, its benefits don't stop here. However, the discourse changes when the circular business model is reckoned with. For companies, this process is only sustainable if the value of the product can be economically recovered. In fact, adopting a circular business model means changing the entire flow of creating, distributing, and disposing of a product. Here's an overview of the stages of the circular economy. The first sustainable step concerns how raw materials are extracted and how much is used. Then there is the product design phase, which should be designed for recycling. This means choosing products and manufacturing processes that can be recovered or used for new products. Again, the manufacturing or remanufacturing phase begins. Then, selecting distributors that use sustainable means of transport. And consumers are informed about how to dispose of the product through targeted marketing campaigns or explanatory packaging. Finally, the steps of collection, reuse, recycling, repair, or controlled disposal of waste are defined. Throughout this process, digitalization has provided companies with valuable support at various stages, helping to reduce waste and ensure the monitoring and control of the entire product lifecycle. At this point, a spontaneous question arises. If the circular economy is the best way to address the climate emergency, resource scarcity, and improve social welfare, why are not all companies moving in this direction? because the circular business model requires a radical change. High investment, involvement on the entire value chain, and a lower profit margin than sustainability-oriented initiatives. What are the barriers that make this transformation complex? First and foremost, there are consumers who are increasingly used to disposable products or who want increasingly advanced models and technologies. There is also a lack of experts and proven technologies to implement the circular economy, and also often a lack of culture within companies that promotes the benefits of a circular economy. There is a need for greater awareness and/or commitment to such a radical change. Again, the necessary investments are still too expensive. The economic viability of circular economy business models is still lacking. And finally, there is a lack of policies to support companies in the transition to a circular economy. The challenges highlighted are on one side of the scale. On the other side is the increasing weight of the benefits of a circular economy. Although the benefits of a circular economy model are not immediate, the reach is not just for individual companies, but for society as a whole. This is good from an ethical and social responsibility point of view, but less beneficial from a return on investment point of view that companies would have to bear. As we have seen, circularity is achieved by addressing all stages of a product's life cycle. It is therefore much easier for startups to adopt a circular business model. Indeed, long-lived companies have long-term profits to protect or capital-intensive assets on which they need to maximize returns. However, the environmental benefits would be significant, from reduced consumption and in particular waste of raw materials to reduced pressures on the environment. Waste would be eliminated, and of course there would be a shift towards a renewed focus on durability, innovation, reuse and recycling. This would allow the regeneration of natural systems in favor of better environmental sustainability. To date, leading companies adopting circular business models are looking to assess the potential for circular flows in their existing value chain and select options that can add value. So far, there are few manufacturing companies that offer us examples of a fully circular economy. Indeed, most large companies have set broad sustainability goals, but few have specific circularity goals. And here we see the proliferation of hybrid solutions, where not the whole life cycle of the product is circular, but only a part of it. Almost always the final phase relates to disposal. So, in other words, the product is not designed with sustainable materials or processes, but an attempt is made to reduce the damage associated with disposal. Let's analyze some examples. The recycling of electronic products. Technology is advancing rapidly, and with it the brands that produce mobile phones, televisions or electronic devices in general are rushing to market the latest version of models that now lasts only a few months. Consumers, spurred on by marketing, buy new devices even if the old ones are still fully functional. This exaggerated consumerism is bad for the environment. There are organizations whose aim is to prevent the production of electronic waste by reusing unusable products. How do they do this? By taking back working computers equipment discarded by large companies. The product is refurbished and put back on the market. If this is not possible, individual parts are recovered for use as spare parts. Reuse of polluting materials. Looking at the international scene, there are technology companies that aim to recover plastics found in the ocean. In recent years, this commitment has resulted in PCs with hardware made from recycled ocean plastic. Whether or not your company is ready to embrace a circular economy model, it is important to be aware of the inevitability of the choice that all organizations will have to make in the long run. We don't have another planet to move to, and the sudden environmental changes of recent years are forcing us to consider what we need to do to ensure our future survival. And Speaking of environmental sustainability, if you would like to learn more about how you can improve it in your business thanks to AI and IoT, I suggest you take a look at my video in the corner, which is focused on all of this. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it enlightening. And if you did, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for more digital content and business tips. See you soon. Ciao!